Good afternoon, Sava here from Sava Talks Football. Hope you are all well on this Tuesday afternoon. So, my daily thought. We love a daily thought. What is my daily thought? Today I want to talk to you about three things. The first of which is Antonio's comments after the defeat to Liverpool. It's got to be talked about. Again, more strange quotes from me, more strange ramblings from a man that I think knows he's not going to get what he wants here, but we'll come to that in a minute. Then I want to talk about Malinovsky. Lots of people saying this is a done deal. I want to discuss, good player, but is it what we need right now? Does it change Spurs in any way, shape or form? We will discuss this. And last but not least, I want to look forward to the Nottingham Forest game in the League Cup tomorrow. So let's have a look. Antonio Conte. Tottenham really are the club that keep giving, aren't we? It's Christmas all year round in terms of what they keep giving us content, keep giving us things to talk about. And let's be really, really honest, the club's been in a mess for years. We can sit and talk about infrastructure and boxing and NFL and beautiful stadium and golf courses, shopping complexes, casinos, hotels, training grounds. But let's be really, really honest. There's been no plan on the playing side of football for multiple years at Tottenham Hotspur. And it's just becoming a bit of a joke. Off the back of that, Antonio Conte comes out. Again, it's always after we've lost a game. He comes out with some strange comments. And this is what he said. And apologies for looking down. I'm going to read out what he said. Antonio Conte said this. Everyone needs to understand the need for time and patience. Otherwise, we can lose the passion and enthusiasm, which is my fuel. If I have that, then it's okay. Otherwise, we will continue this season and then we will see what happens at the end. Now, listen, I get it, right? This is a passionate guy. He's lost the game. But these are similar comments to what he was coming out with at Burnley last year. It's these comments, which are all these little cryptic clues, this throwing the toys out the pram. This is the man. I'm going to be honest. Listen, I agree with him. I agree. Things need to change. But it's not the fans. If he's saying about patience, he needs to remember that some of us have supported Spurs for many, many years. And under Enoch and Levy, or Lenick as they're known, it's been 22 years. And the word I hear every year from fans is patience. You've got to have patience. Patience, it's a plan, it's a process, it's a project. These things don't happen overnight. We're not Man City, blah, 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 blah. Great. Okay, so now it's the fans' fault. The fans that booed, I don't agree with it. I'm not a booer. For as passionate as I am, anyone who watches a game of football knows that I don't get overexcited when goals go in, when goals go in against us, when goals are scored. I'm not really a shouter at the TV. I'm not one that goes to the pub and loses my mind and jumps around and drops my beer everywhere. I'm not one that films myself in stadiums, videoing goals going in. It's not my style. What we have got, right, is we've got passionate fans that go each week and pay a lot of money. And if they want to boo, whilst I don't agree with it, because I wouldn't do it, we are at a stage where if fans want to boo, they're allowed to boo. Anyone in life. Right? They pay their money. The football they watch is absolutely awful. And they keep seeing a manager that sets his teams up and are going 2-0 down in every league game at the moment. So, from my point of view, if they want to boo, cool, boo. I wouldn't, for the record. But then for him to come out after that and say, patience and, we must keep the enthusiasm. Listen, enthusiasm is bred from watching something you like. I don't know about many of you. I can't watch what we're watching every weekend and feel enthused. I don't know the last time I looked forward to a Spurs game. Now, hear me out. Before you say, you're not a real Spurs fan. I always look forward to watching a game from the point of view it's my club playing. But I can't remember the last time I was like, tomorrow's going to be a good game. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And Conte needs to shoulder some of the blame for that because he sets the team up the same, come rain nor shine. It's the same. He plays Emerson Royal, come rain nor shine, right? He plays three at the back when we've not got good centre-halves. If you've not got good centre-halves, why pack it with three of them? That's just more players to make more errors. right? It doesn't work as safety in numbers. It's more players with more errors. Get more players up top where you are strong. However, that's just my opinion. We move away from that. But for me, these comments, all these little digs where we'll see what happens, this, that, the other. Listen, at the end of the day, this is what he should have been saying to the club in the summer. This is what he should have been saying before he comes out and says, I'm happy with the window, like he did. Yeah? These little digs shouldn't be at the Spurs fans. These digs should be at the board, and they shouldn't be little digs. These digs should be, I want this or I am off. Because the same fans now saying he can't play good football because they're not his players and he didn't want them are the same fans saying it was a great window. For me, it's just that there's no plan, there's no project. I get the feeling in every sense that Antonio Conte is a man that will be here till the end of the year and will then be off. If I'm wrong, so be it. We're football fans. None of us are ever 100% correct. That's what I love when we go, oh, you said this, you said that. Listen, we all say things that are right. We all say things that are wrong. But for me, the interviews, the body language, everything that he's giving off at the moment to me suggests this is a man that knows he won't be backed. And we all know that. And I don't want to ever detract from what the main problem at this football club is, which is Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy and Inic. They are the main problem. They are not the only problem. They are the main problem. So for me, these types of comments, I don't know if they help. I don't really think that you can level it at the fans, Antonio. I don't think that's fair. I don't think telling fans to be patient when they've been patient for 22 years is fair. How many more years? Are we going to say in 3 or 4 years we need another 3 or 4 years? Then we're 30 years into their reign, 35 years into their reign. How long can one person be patient to want to see a plan and some relative success? I'm not talking mirroring Man City success. I'm just talking a couple of cups here or there would be lovely, wouldn't it? Just some success. Just a plan. Just so that when we buy players in a window, you go, oh, see what we're doing here. And that leads me on nicely. That hook leads me on nicely to Malinovsky. Now, this is an interesting one. Malinovsky, for me, lots of reports. Again, reports are dangerous in football. You never know, do you? But lots of reports now are saying that Malinovsky, a deal is done and it'll be in the region of about 13 million or whatever. My question is this. Now, I don't have a problem per se with Malinovsky. When I've seen him play, I think he's very hit and miss. I think technically he's very good. I think he's attacking. He can create when he wants to. He can play in multiple positions across the front line. But my question is this. And again, this is just all in a hypothetical world. All we can ever talk about is a hypothetical because we don't know yet. We can only go off history. If we get to the January transfer window and our only signing is Malinovsky, what does that tell you about Tottenham? Everyone knows. And look, let's not kid ourselves that, the fans want this, but does Conte? Everyone knows we need a right wing back. Everyone knows we need a minimum of 1 centre back, maybe 2. Everyone knows we need that creative spark in midfield. So if we go and buy a player who typically plays across the front line, from the right or the left, I know I've seen him play in the middle, but is that good business? Are we doing it purely because he's 13, 14 million, as opposed to this is a player that we actually need, as opposed to this is the plan moving forward? That, for me, again, lots of fans, they'll have the wall pulled over their eyes, like they always do. They'll have the wall pulled over. Oh, my God, look, we've just signed Malinovsky. Great. Before we sign that, for me, I want a playmaker, a centre-half, maybe 2, and a right wing-back. We must, fundamentally, if we want to play the Antonio Conte system and formation that I'm told he has to play, I'm told he never wants to move away from it, which is fine. But if he never wants to move away from it, the next signings can't be more players that will be in and out the team. You've got Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, Moura, Hill. Are we adding Malinovsky just to replace Hill and we bring in some more players? That's fine. But when you look at the back line, surely that's the idea. Now, I was having a chat with Henry Wright this morning, and we both agreed, one of the first things we do this window, act like a big club. Go and throw down the gauntlet to 2 clubs. I'm just going to use these 2 players by example, but there's multiple examples of this. If I was Spurs, I would go to Crystal Palace and go, how much do you want for Anderson? Leicester, how much do you want for Maddison? Get it done. No messing about, get it done. And apologies, Alexa's going to chip in now, and she doesn't understand. So, ignore that. So, I will just go straight in and go, right, if Daniel Levy's going to back him, there you go, 100 million. You bought in Maddison and Joachim Anderson straight away. Bringing in Anderson. And again, do I think Anderson's the best centre-half in the world? No. But he's a good centre-back that plays in a 4 for Palace. If he can play in a 4 for Palace, he can play in a 4 alongside Romero for Spurs, or slotting in a 3. Maddison, I don't think anything needs to be said. I'm going to say it. It's all opinions, but if there are any fans that don't think James Maddison takes us from here to here and isn't everything we miss, then I worry about them as football fans. I just completely worry. Now, listen, it's not Football Manager. These things don't always go like that. But it would just be nice to be a big club and do that for once. And the reason I've used those 2 players, both wouldn't be cup tied in any way, shape or form. Both haven't played European football this season. Yeah. Both know the Premier League. Both at lower clubs than us. These are no-brainer type signings. Now, before everyone in the chat goes mad, Anderson, Maddison, I'm using these as examples. All right. But let's be a big club. Let's go and get done what we need to get done for once. Okay. Because otherwise, like many people, if Conte doesn't stay because he's not backed, what do? We start another project. Now, this is a completely different subject to me not liking Conte's football. What I would like to see is Conte sign a new contract. I've said this many times. I can't be clear about this. I do not want Conte sacked. All these people who think I do. I would like Conte to sign a new contract, be backed, and then at least we go, okay, this isn't my favourite style of football, but the man's been backed and we can hopefully go on to some success. At the moment, I'm looking at, okay, you're bringing in Malinovsky, gives you a few more options up top, but we're still poor at the back, still poor at wing backs, still the creativity. So I just, again, it comes down to the planning. It comes down to what are we trying to do as a football club. Moving on from that, we have got Nottingham Forest away in the League Cup tomorrow night. Lots of talk last night on YouTube channels about do we put out the best 11 or save it for Leeds? Yeah. Have we got the squad that can cope with games every other day, every 3 or 4 days? I would put it like this. There are 2 games left, Forest away and Leeds away in the league, until the World Cup. After the World Cup, we shouldn't be worrying about resting players for the World Cup. That's not our problem. We're Tottenham. We worry about Tottenham. For me, I think you go full strength in both. The League Cup, for me, signifies the best opportunity we have of winning a competition this year. I would be going all out for that. I don't know if you will. I think it does need to be all or nothing, though. I think it needs to be either your best team, a complete B team. But I think if you send out a half-hearted team mixed of both, I won't know what the plan is. Listen, if we can't beat Nottingham Forest away, there are issues. There are issues. I don't care what team he puts out. If we don't beat Nottingham Forest away, I don't want all these excuses that he's not been backed, blah, 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 blah. This is Nottingham Forest away. They're not a good team. They have got so many new players that they don't know their best 11. And especially if they make a few changes. So I want to see us go there. I want to see a professional performance for once. We never give a professional performance. And what I mean by that is turn up, win 2-0, keep a clean sheet, score a couple of goals, see the game out. Not 2-0 down at half time. We've got to come back and all the fans get really excited because we've attacked in the second half. So look, I'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments what prediction do you think the team will be tomorrow? What will the score be tomorrow? And again, how much of a failure will it be if we go out in the first stages of this cup to a team like Forest? As always, come on you Spurs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Please subscribe if you haven't. and I will see you all tomorrow night. I will be streaming tomorrow night. See you then. Much love. Bye-bye.